The construction industry's worker pool is actually shrinking. We know that the baby boomers are gearing up for retirement. Young people aren't entering the workforce. So why? There are actually a number of reasons. So here to talk to me about it is Laura Black, who's the editor of Constructech. We've got Dan Feigl, who's the associate editor. So Laura, Dan, welcome to the show.
Thanks.
So now we've talked about this at the magazine, I don't know how many times, why this is happening. We know that there are 324,000 less workers in construction than before the Great Depression in, I'd say, the late 2000s. So why do we think there are less workers, Laura, do you think, that we have right now in construction?
Yeah, well, I definitely think, after the recession, as you mentioned, a lot of people left the workforce. A lot of people went to other industries, and they're just not coming back in the numbers that, they were prior. And I think a big reason for that is the safety aspect. I think a big reason for that is, a lot of construction professionals don't view the industry as being innovative. They view it as being unsafe. And so I think that message really needs to get out there, that it's really a great industry to work in, that, there are all these new technologies that are coming that are really helping make it a safer work environment.
I think there's a problem we talk about, that too many millennials think it's still a lot of grunt work, right? We talk about that, and it's not. We need to show that they're a leadership position, right? We have to show that the industry's better. What do you think? Are we doing right things to get people to understand that there's a lot of exciting technology, Dan? What do you think about that?
Well, at the current point, no. If you look at like high schools nowadays, they don't have like shop class anymore, which was always kind of a big door opener for people looking to get into construction. And so I think a big part of that is changing the perception of going into the construction industry. Is kind of in the past seen for people who weren't fit for college or anything like that, and nowadays they kind of say that if it's not a desk job, then it's not a good job. But I mean, as we can tell on this TV show, we talk about a lot of things and how technology is taking over construction, and that is just another selling point why people should be entering.
So
that.
Do we have to show that there's a career path, that it's not such a taxing profession, that there are a lot of opportunities ahead? Is that that there's a lot of great training things that can be done? Are those the things that we need to guide and show the path for construction?
Yeah, I absolutely think so. And I think there are a lot of construction companies out there who are starting to do this, who are really looking to get that messaging out there, that that they have these technologies and they have these methods that are safer and more innovative. And I think we're starting to see that, but I think there's definitely more that needs to be done.
How about promoting women in technology? It's something that we do when we do the Women in Technology awards that we do. I know that there are only about 9.1% women in technology. Are we doing enough to really drive that, Laura? What do you think we have to do there?
Yeah, absolutely. And as we've been doing our research for Women in Construction, as you mentioned, we came across some numbers that the BLS put out that, similar to what you were saying earlier, women in construction have been leaving the industry. There was growth between 1985 and 2010. So we saw some pretty steady growth there, but then after that point, the numbers started really dropping and declining, and I think a big part of that is what we've been talking about here. A lot of women view the industry as taxing and unsafe, and we just really need to work together to kind of help shed that negative image, because there really are all these great technologies that can help make construction safer and not quite as taxing.
Do we need more male mentors to help as well? If women are leaving, do we need young millennials to find the inspiration, but to have mentors?
Well, male mentors have always been instrumental in getting people into construction. A lot of fathers would bring their sons to the job site, but I don't think they'd bring their daughters as well. So I think changing that narrative is also very important. And you also look, it's not just about being strong on the job site, it's about being strategic as well, which I think women in the past have proven to be, and I think we need to get that back as well on the job site.
And it's been, you talk about generations there, or bringing daughters to the job site. I mean, we have multi-generational families that bring their daughters and for years, and they've taken over their families' businesses. And I think the other side of this that we need to talk about is technology. I think in order to inspire our next generation at the job sites, we have to lead by having great technology. Laura, what do you think when we talk about this? Because mentoring is a key part of it, but now we have to have the right technological tools. And I think we talk about drones and we talk about investing in the next virtual reality and all the big things that these millennials need to have at these job sites, or they're not going to compete with the Googles and the Amazons. How do you think that's going to be? And that's how we're going to get women and men to really want to be at these construction companies.
Yeah, technology is absolutely critical to that. I mean, these young millennials are very tech savvy. They have a lot of skills that they can bring to the job site, and it's really marrying the two, like you said. The more seasoned professional and the younger millennial, and bringing them together so the younger millennial can learn more about the trade and you know, how the job gets done, and you know, but then they can also bring that technology with them to the job site and help make it more technology advanced. And I think we're starting to see that already. There are a lot of construction companies that are leveraging this technology and getting this messaging out there, but definitely more in the future will be.
So if I kind of summarize what we talked about today as our safety zone, the things that it's not only about making sure our sites are safe, because we always talk about we have to have safe sites, and that's what we talked about, safety, but we have to have the best technology. We have to lead by example. We have to inspire so that we know what's going on at our sites, and we have to make sure that everything we do is the most important. So Laura, Dan, thank you for being with us at Safety Zone for today.
Thank you.